Here are useless facts you don't know about every Zelda game. Also, I'm going to be going through the game's oldest to newest. OG Zelda is a really cool game, but there are a couple things that make it even cooler, such as the fact that the magic book which allowed Link to shoot fire from his wand was actually called the Bible in the Japanese version. Sadly, as far as I know, real Bibles don't do that. Just like The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2 also had a couple things changed in the American version. The thing that was changed was a boss. The boss's name was Guma, but originally the boss in his place was Helmet Head. Helmet Head got moved to another dungeon and Guma took his place. Why Nintendo did this, they didn't say, but we can assume it's because they thought Americans suck at video games. They've done this before with the actual Super Mario Bros. 2 because it was never made for America because it was too hard. You know, these guys? Yeah, the little demon chickens. Well, you can thank A Link to the Past for Kukos. It was the very first game to add them in, and it definitely wasn't the last, considering they have now been in 13 mainline Zelda games. The Ballad of the Windfish is one of the most well-known songs in Link's Awakening, but did you know that it actually has lyrics? Lyrics can only be found in the Switch trailer for the game. That's why not many people know that. Ocarina of Time was, and still is, one of the best games out there. But did you know that the R-Wing from Star Fox is a fully coded enemy in the Ocarina of Time? It was just kept safely in its files. But there are ways to put it back into the game, through hacking it and stuff like that. Majora's Mask is known for being one of the darkest games inside the Zelda series, so it shouldn't be too surprising when I tell you that a non-hostile NPC can be killed by blowing him up. The NPC is Sakan, and he steals from an old lady. There are multiple ways to help, but one of these is just straight up killing him.
I'm vengeance.
Did you know that the Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons were initially planned as a trilogy? However, due to technical limitations, the third game was scrapped. In the game, The Four Swords, the hilt of the Four Sword appears blue when picked up and held by Link, despite it actually appearing golden in artwork and while in its pedestal. Oh! The Wind Waker is known for its cartoonish art style, but did you know that this was Nintendo's very first cel-shaded game, making the art style pop out even more? This is the only two-dimensional Zelda game to feature members of the Gerudo tribe besides Twinrova and Ganondorf. This is pretty surprising considering how important the Gerudo are in most 3D Zelda games. The Minish Cap has 3 existing logos. Why? I have no clue, unless it's some sort of marketing strategy. Twilight Princess was made for the GameCube, but when it was redone for the Wii, the screen was actually mirrored. Now all we need is a Switch remake, then they might double mirror it. Wait, wouldn't that just mean it's back to normal? Phantom Hourglass is the only Zelda game to not have any new tools or items. Usually this would make me think that they didn't want to put too much effort into the game, but if you look into Phantom Hourglass, it's actually a really cool, well done game. The Locomo tribe members all have names that sound like train parts or concepts. Engine, engine, gauge, gauge, steam, steam, carbon, carbon, Ambrose, embers, rail, rail, and burn, burn. Did you know that all the characters in Skyward Sword were modeled after birds? That's why Groose is so hot. I mean, not that I like Groose or birds, I'm a Rivali man. Now a word from today's sponsor. Just kidding, I don't have one, but you know what I do have? A subscribe button. So go and click it now, because I know you want to. For most Zelda games, there was no voice acting, or if so, that was on rare occasions. So what all Zelda games did to help you remember something important was to have the text captions in red. But in A Link Between Worlds, they decided to make the text blue instead. Originally, the developers were considering to have 4 links in Triforce Heroes, but it ended up being reduced to just 3 as a 4-link totem would have been too tall for the 3DS to display it properly. Breath of the Wild. This game means a lot to me and it was my childhood and still is, so I'm gonna give you a fact about this game that only around 2,000 people know if they even remember it. It's that there are 1,360 trees in Korok Forest. This game is so huge that it shouldn't surprise you to know that there's a secret cave with lots of great food and materials in it, and not many people know its location. Its location is found at After over 30 years of the Zelda franchise, we now have a canon Zelda game to allow you to play as Zelda. And no, thankfully, the CDI games are not canon. Bonus round. One of the original ideas for Link's crossbow training was to let him have a gun. Dingle's Rosy Rupee Land is the only game you should play. Literally, get rid of Fortnite and play this game. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is technically a sequel prequel because it's a sequel to the other Hyrule Warriors, but it's a prequel to Breath of the Wild. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to know how in the world I knew how many trees there are in Korok Forest, then click right here. Have a good one, see ya.